Friends, my husband and I travel a lot to Europe, and we've started this channel to share everything we learn on our trips. In this video, you'll learn what to expect in Rome regarding traffic, transportation, food, and more. Starting with the beginning of the day, breakfast in Italy may not be the same as where you come from. They usually just eat a croissant with a cappuccino, and it's a quick meal at the bar or even on the go. If your hotel doesn't offer a continental breakfast, there are cafes serving a so-called American breakfast or restaurants selling pizza by slice, which in my opinion makes a perfect breakfast. For an outsider, the traffic in Rome is chaotic. Even as a pedestrian, you have to be very careful when crossing the street, as drivers don't always stop at crosswalks. The traffic is heavy, there are scooters everywhere, and traffic lights aren't always respected, so driving in Rome will never be an option for us. Both locals and tourists move around by public transportation, as it's safe, fast, and very affordable. In our guide right here, you'll find out how to use public transportation, what tickets to buy, and how much they cost. On your trip to Rome, you will have to get used to the local eating hours. As I've mentioned, breakfast isn't really a thing here. Lunch is usually served between 12:30 and 3 p.m., while dinner begins after 8, and most restaurants are closed between these hours. They have dinner late in Rome, so don't be surprised if you see people lining up for dinner at 10 p.m. On your trip to Rome, you'll have your patience tested a lot, as you will have to wait in several lines. If you want to visit St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, be prepared to stand in line for an hour or more, depending on the time you arrive there. If you don't already have admission tickets for the attractions you want to visit, you'll wait in line there too. And last but not least, there are lines in front of the popular restaurants in Rome, which you can skip by making lunch and dinner reservations in advance. You will not have to pay for drinking water in Rome, because they have these public fountains where you can refill your bottle. In some areas you will also find these water stations where you can get still and sparkling water for free. Rome is one of the most popular destinations in the world, so expect it to be packed with tourists. The tickets to Rome's attractions sell out weeks in advance, so don't rely on buying yours when you get there. If you don't already have a ticket, the only way to visit landmarks like the Colosseum or the Vatican museums is by joining a guided group, which not only costs a lot more, but also involves queuing for an hour or two. They don't split bills in Rome, and some restaurants even have this written on their doors. It's not a big deal, but it's good to know this beforehand so you can be prepared with cash if you'll have to cover your part. There are a lot of famous artworks to see in the Roman churches, and they are all free to visit. However, if you want to enter a place of worship, your clothing must cover your shoulders and knees. This means you can't enter a church wearing shorts or spaghetti straps, so it might be a good idea to pack a scarf in case you need to cover up. This rule applies to all the churches, including the Pantheon and the Vatican museums. One of the main reasons why you should visit Rome is that here you will find art, culture, and history at every step. You will see buildings that are hundreds and even thousands of years old. Take time to explore Rome's hidden gems, discover its legends, and learn about its rich history. Don't rush from one attraction to the next, and take time to admire your surroundings. Rome, tipping is not mandatory, but it is appreciated. In some restaurants, they automatically add the service to your check, and in that case, you don't have to leave anything extra. If they don't include the service, you can just round up the amount if you pay in cash or tip 10% of the check, whichever is more convenient for you. You can't pay for the tip with your credit card, so it will have to be in cash. Make sure you pack your walking shoes because you'll take a lot of steps in Rome and most of them will be on cobbled streets, so no high heels or new shoes you've never worn before. On our trip, we walked around 20,000 steps every day. Rome is famous for its attractions, but also for the amazing food. Italian cuisine is one of the best in the world, so expect to eat a lot of delicious food in Rome. Know from the start that you won't be able to take out or add special ingredients to the food, as they don't do that in Italy. Rome is one of the most popular destinations in the world, which makes it a great target for pickpockets and scammers. It's important to carry some cash on you, but not all of your money, and definitely not your passport. Keep your bag at your front and you should be safe from pickpockets. You will be approached by men trying to give you gifts like bracelets or flowers. Don't take anything as they are not free. They will eventually ask you for money and they can become aggressive if you refuse to pay. Also, at some restaurants, they might recommend overpriced specialties that aren't on the menu. So if your waiter recommends something, always ask for the price before agreeing. Smoking is very common in Rome, so don't be surprised if you'll see people having a cigarette on the street or the restaurant terrace. It is forbidden to smoke inside, so most smokers will book a table outside. If the smoke bothers you, ask for a table inside. You're going to love Rome. I fell in love so hard with this amazing city and I just can't wait to go back. It's a complete destination that offers everything: fun, culture, history, art, a romantic vibe, amazing parks, and the best food in the world. We have several videos about Rome on our channel. Check them out and subscribe for more practical tips for your trip.